Hello, chat. Hold on, I'm gonna turn down the audio. I didn't realize until I listened back to it that it was still a little unbalanced. I also hadn't noticed until I was listening back to it that, my microphone has been noise gating some of my deliveries. Whoops. So I'm gonna have to experiment with that, I guess. Make sure that I don't get cut off in the middle of chewing the scenery again. Hello, Catnip. I also don't know where I should put chat for this, because, you guys do cut off more of the text box than I thought you did. Unfortunate about the mic. It's not awful, listening back to it, but it's not ideal either. I think the only thing that I'm really upset about is that one of my deliveries of murder as Lord Garrick Pierce last week got completely eaten. But other than that, let's see. Last week we completed the entirety of Case 1. So let's move on to Case 2, shall we? Come on, OBS. I believe in you. There we are. Okay, is this carrying me straight into Chapter 2? Let's find out. I don't fucking know. Oh, hold on. Chat, I am banishing you to the top corner. Yes, I know that I have UI up there, but, I don't think you'd really fit well in the top right, so I'm putting you in the hamburger menu. I've banished you into the hamburger. Pray I do not banish you further. Alright, it's time. Hello, Cuthbert. Oh, hi, Miss Tomorrow. You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see that you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you... Is this the... This is not the right fucking save. Which of these fucking buttons gets me where I want to be? No. Yes! I guess I just have to do it like this. Fucking weird. Oh well. Wallace Nightgrave? Oh, this case is already off to a strong start. Alright. Oh, what kind of voice should Wallace Nightgrave have? Oh, he's 16 years old! Wallace Nightgrave. It should be illegal to be named Wallace at the age of 16. I can't describe it. But if you're Wallace, you are age 16. Necromancy really is your only option. Wallace Nightgrave. Occupation, student. Age 16. Arcane art, necromancy. Fuck, what voice do I give to a 16-year-old named the Wallace? Let me go. Oh my god. You look like you're a 16-year-old named Wallace. I'm not going anywhere until I see her. I'm sorry, Wallace, but she has already passed. The kind of voice that means puberty hit him like a sledgehammer. There was nothing more they could have done. Wow, occupation unknown? He's the fucking headmaster. I think we've solved the mystery, chat. Age, also unknown. Arcane art, also unknown. Why are they hiding this information from me, chat? Like, he's clearly got emotion sprites. Is this dude gonna be important? I simply cannot tell. Ow! The Academy teaches the best mages in the kingdom! Are you telling me they couldn't do anything? Her condition was much worse than we thought. The kingdom's magic isn't advanced enough to treat something like this. Lucio Steelwind can rain meteors from the sky! I think restating the headmaster's occupation would be a redundancy, but I'm sure nothing's gonna happen to him. We'll see about that. William Frege can teleport entire caravans across the continent! Are you telling me that your mages couldn't cure one disease? What the hell is that symbol on his shirt? It's like a fucked up floppy disk. What the hell is that? I'm sorry. I truly am. Also, what's with your ribbons? Why are they cut off like that? Why did you deck yourself out in the letter M? Maybe a rune for his magic class? Hopefully. It's not a fashion statement, I'll tell you what. Emily! I'm sure this will go fine, chat. I'm sorry, Celeste, but there's no way out of this. I knew it was gonna be the chess game! I was expecting them to build it up before you hit her with a checkmate, but nope, just straight to chess. Celeste's attention is sharply focused on the chessboard between you two. You can see her eyes quickly dart from piece to piece. Just give me a second. I can still win this. Celeste, there's no way for you to avoid checkmate next turn. Just surrender. She ignores you and continues staring at the pieces. There! What about that? Checkmate. Damn it! Would you two keep it down? We are in a library. Miss Tamora glances at the chessboard. I hope you didn't spend the entire morning playing around. I've been working hard, Ruby. I've already learned 2 new spell formulas since we got here. God damn, she does work fast. Like, holy shit. She became a pro-level chess player in an afternoon and learned 2 spells in a morning? Christ! What the fuck was she doing as a mercenary? Well, at least there's that. What about you, Cuthbert? Also, can we talk about the fact that she's calling Miss Tamora by her first name? Well. Your flustered stammering tells her exactly how much progress you've made. She was making money as a mercenary, yeah, but she's like... Fuck me, she's like a genius. This child is a prodigy. She should be a 12-year-old prosecutor. I couldn't find any books about the subject we've been looking into. You spent the entire day combing through the kingdom's imperial library, researching the Eye of Horus. For some reason, you brought Celeste along despite the fact that this is a top-secret investigation you're conducting, and you just kind of hoped it would work out. During Celeste's trial, you awakened to a new ability you've never used before, and also that one woman you keep hallucinating popped up to talk to you about it, so that's probably fine. Up until then, you thought that the Eye could only see surface-level thoughts. But during that moment with Garrick Pierce, the Eye of Horus was empowered, and you could see far more than usual. You told Miss Tamora about what happened, and it made you both wonder what other hidden abilities the Eye might have. If I knew more about Naruto, there's a Naruto joke I could make here. Chat, make it for me. You both decided it's time to find out more about the Eye and its origins. This library supposedly held the kingdom's entire knowledge of magic and the arcane arts. This is an awfully cozy library for it to be like the kingdom's top library. I mean, no one would suspect someone of Celeste's demeanor being involved with something of this importance. I'm more worried about her finding out about it, to be honest. You couldn't find a single mention of any ability like the Eye. Does the kingdom seriously lack knowledge about it? Do we need to look somewhere else? Are you sure you can't tell me what you're researching? It seems kind of weird to drag me along if you're not going to talk to me about it. Like, what if I glance over and see you reading something about it? What'll happen then? Oh, we'll kill you. What? I've traveled around the world. I might have seen something like it. You entertained the thought for a moment. You haven't known her for very long. The Eye of Horus is a supernatural ability that can't be detected by a spell compendium. You've always been wary about what the kingdom might do to you if they ever found out about you. Sorry, it's not something I can really talk about. Fine. If I had to guess, I would say they are looking into supernatural phenomena. I'm frightened. Just got here after completing homework. What have I missed? Nothing. Miss Tamora hasn't even died yet. But someone named Emily did. Until proven otherwise, I choose to believe she died of the common cold. But anyway, I digress. We'll catch back up with Wallace, the 16-year-old necromancer, later. You and Celeste nearly jump out of your chairs. Hold up. Hold up, chat. Now, I never went through and freeze-framed on the woman I hallucinate in my dreams. Even though I could have, and thought about it. But is it just me? Or does this woman look like the woman that I hallucinate about in my dreams? You know it would be really funny if Miss Tamora never died? That'd be hilarious. Also, there's something off about her eyes. I can't describe it. They look too bright. But not in the way I usually associate when somebody draws eyes too bright by deliberately not including the shadows and oversaturating them to produce a glow effect. I don't know what's up with her. Not gonna lie, I kinda wish that woman was who was looking out at me from the mirror. Nothing stopping you, Halerin. Except, presumably, getting that dress. I'm not a cosplayer, nor have I attended a Ren fair. I don't even know where to start with that. But don't let your dreams be dreams. You too can be a hex maniac if you put your mind to it. She doesn't have pupils, or her pupils are pinpricks? She does. They're just white. She has stylized white pupils. You should be used to that. They do that shit with Midoriya. How long was she there? That's not what Tyrion would say. How long was she there? You didn't notice her presence at all. You also feel like looks... Fuck! Shit! Chat, the girl of my dreams is real, and this is a problem! The US's healthcare system is what's stopping me? Oh, that'd do it. So, like, she fucking manifested, right, chat? Like, she didn't sneak up on us, she teleported. I'm calling this shit now. She's going to vanish when we look away. A bus will drive in front of her and she will be gone. I'm terribly sorry if I startled you, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. As the girl approaches your table, you see another student frantically running after her. Harris, you can't just... I'm so sorry! Oh, it's fine, Wallace. I'm sorry, but... Who are you two? Sorry, that was incredibly rude of me. My name is Eris Ilmater. Ilmater? Ilmater. Ilmater. Eris Ilmater. Name, Eris Ilmater. Occupation, student. Yeah, fucking right, I believe that! And this is Wallace Nightgrave. We're both students here. Hi! Wallace Nightgrave. Occupation, getting bullied. So how much do we want to bet she's actually a god that's using you to complete her nefarious tasks and you'll have to win the final trial against her? That was my assumption from, like, the moment she appeared in my dreams. Like, that was just the vibe I immediately got. Fuck me, is it? Now I want to know. Yeah, phone, I know I can open a Pokemon pack. Shut up. I'm solving murders. Well, I'll be goddamned. That is not a reassuring picture. Known variously as the Crying God, the Rack-Broken Lord, and the One Who Endures. Oh boy! Ah! So it's also apparently very similar. So here's the thing. With one L, that is a female air spirit of Finnish mythology. Sorry, it said her school was what? Not to be rude, but that was a private conversation? Just how much did you hear? She's pulling out a gun. Arcane art illusion. I wonder. Reading about the supernatural is actually a hobby of mine. Might be able to help you with your research, Mr. Cuthbert. What makes you so sure that is what we were researching? Having fun over there, Halerin? A hobby of yours? Yeah, I'll bet it fucking is. Look at you. Yeah, she's cosplaying a Hex Maniac. Of course she likes it. Mr. Cuthbert has a bad habit of muttering to himself when he thinks. And how do you know that, Eris? How do you know this? Hey, chat. Have you noticed that her eyes are purple? And that purple is the opposite color to yellow on the color wheel, which is the color that Cuthbert's eyes turn when he's using the Eye of Horus. Hex Girls have a new member application. They didn't let me into Pokemon Legends ZA because I refused to pronounce it Z-A. So now I'm here, Mr. Cuthbert. This isn't a So This Fire Emblem situation, I'll eat my hat. I'm definitely getting actually 500-year-old vibes from this space yandere who appears in my dreams. It would be funny, though, if, like, at the end it turns out she really is just 16 and into the occult, and that's what she's doing in my head because I have the Eye of Horus and she's into that. That'd be really funny. I assumed that his research had something to do with the supernatural. Ooh, not liking those bandaged hands. Like, I already knew she had them from that time she jump-scared me in my dreams, but, like, I don't like that she's got them. You feel a piercing side glance from Miss Tamura. You avoid— I was about to say that. I was about to make a joke about that. Those weren't going to be my exact words, but... But anyways, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Of course. I'd be happy to help. What? Chat. Chat. What the fuck? Wait, fine. I suppose it wouldn't hurt. The game didn't glitch. Ruby did. She was about to say something else, and then skipped like a record and changed her mind. That's what just happened, chat. That was not the stream. Eris's vibes are not good, chat! Just remember to show some discretion, Tyrion. Right. Get me the fuck out of here! It's a globe of the world. It's amazing how many other nations there are aside from Wyverngard. I've been to most of those places. You should come with me next time, Tyrion. That's a nice thought. Maybe you can travel with her when you're less busy, perhaps in a sequel. The library is full of books for educational purposes. How did Aaron know Tyrion's name, or did I miss an interaction? So none of them commented on it. And I didn't either, because there technically is an explanation for why she knows. But, like, obviously it's because she knows. But she's only been using the last name, which she theoretically could have heard one of them say. Her first name is the god of the freaking Greek goddess of strife, discord, and chaos. Yeah! Yeah! The vibes are bad! The vibes are bad! You've been combing through these books all morning. Well, what's this? There's some sort of notice taped to one of the shelves. Due to constant misuse of the Arcane Construct's voice systems, voice lines can now only be said by Headmaster Redmond. Weren't you just in a high-profile case? Medium profile. But, like, do you know the names of every lawyer in every current court case that's even the high-profile ones? You wonder what it's referring to. Environmental storytelling is occurring here, chat. It's a holy text of some sort. It must be related to the Church of Bahamut. I mean, they did do that. It didn't matter, but they did do that. You're already resorting to presenting me things? We've only just started. I really think you're overthinking things. What? Or do you simply want to see all the unique things that I have to say? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not some script for you to toy around with. Feel free to try again later, though. You're not exactly sure what she's talking about. Okay, when one of you said she was Monica, I thought you were fucking kidding. Like, I thought that visual distortion was just the visual effect of her doing some mind fuckery. That... that was fucking weird, chat! Get me out of here! So you two are students at the Imperial Academy? Yes, I'm currently studying illusion magic. Illusions? That's the kind of magic that lets you turn invisible, right? Technically, yes. But few mages ever reach a level high enough for that. A bit embarrassed to admit that I'm not able to cast invisibility. You just said that that was, like, a high-level skill. That's still pretty cool. What about you, Wallace? Wallace has his own unique field of study. It's probably not your place to pry. And before the line about voice lines being only be able to be set by the headmaster will be relevant at some point, God, I hope it becomes plot relevant that students have been fucking around with the intercom. Everyone is talking about you two. Really? It's rare for the school to let any outsiders in. That makes sense. This library isn't exactly open to the public. You were only able to get access to it because of Miss Tamura's connections. We only ever get occasional visits from the noble houses. So I was curious as to who would break this dull monotony. The intercom thing would be such a Danganronpa style twist, I would love it so much. That reminds me, you've all played Of the Devil, right? After I recommended it to you last week, and the first chapter is free? You all played it, right, chat? Anyway. Well, I'm a mercenary, but now I work as Tyrion's bodyguard. Mercenary! After her trial, it turned out that Celeste was more than capable of affording your services. However, Mr. Moore still proposed a different arrangement. After indicting Carrick Pierce, you painted a large target on your back. With Celeste being a mercenary, Mr. Moore decided to hire her as your bodyguard. She figured you would feel more comfortable around someone you were already friends with. Anyway, I'm a defense attorney. I know. You showed me your badge. Haven't had time to. Homework is such a bitch. It is July. Good on you. Defense attorney? My apologies. It's just not what I was expecting. What's that supposed to mean? Get me the fuck out of here! Supernatural phenomena. I wonder why you would be researching such a thing. Yeah, I want to know too! I sense that I'm in trouble. I'm sorry. Oh, wait, shit, that's not her saying that. I'm sorry, but I can't really say. Regardless, there are many spells in this world. So why are you so convinced that this phenomenon wasn't produced by a spell? What we're looking into doesn't seem to follow the classic rules of magic. Oh? How so? Well, for one thing, it causes you to appear to me in my dreams and then start, like, ranting at me. It's super intimidating. Shit, you weren't supposed to remember that. Memory reset, go! Please tell me. You know what? That last line has convinced me. I'm gonna make her talk like G-Man. It was created by someone who's not a mage. Oh, really? So you are saying that this was something created by a person? Words came out of your mouth before you realized it. You send a small apologetic look to Miss Tamura. That does remind me of a story. Story? Mr. Cuthbert, do you know the legend about how the kingdom of Wyverngard was created? You mean the story about the ancient dragons? The ancient what? We're called Wyvern Guard, Celeste. Does Wyvern Guard have a story about ancient dragons? It's only about one ancient dragon. The Church of Bahamut refers to him as the Scaled Lord. Yeah, we heard a lot about him in the first case, actually. I'm sure you even mentioned... I'm sure you've even heard people mention him before. Legends say that the first mages were created centuries ago by him. I'm sure you're familiar with that story, you creepy ancient mommy. Don't be mean to the ex-maniac. At that time, our kingdom was caught in the middle of a brutal war. With no way to defend themselves, the kingdom was on the brink of destruction. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the king... the fuck. Eris, make everyone forget I fucked up my line delivery. Our people prayed to Bahamut, the god of dragons, for salvation. I hope you remember what it is, Halern, because now I'm curious. And almost as if to answer their prayers, Rathalion, the last Scaled Lord, appeared before them. And he said, "Be not afraid," and then he shot someone with a fireball. The Scaled Lord bestowed the gift of magic on a band of heroes who were fighting on the front lines. With their magic, the heroes utterly overtook the kingdom's enemies and single-handedly won the war. Reminds me of Living Alone, so it's perfect. Alright. It's said that these heroes went on to form the noble houses of today. Somewhere, the ancient Pierce is rolling in his grave. Living slime. What a load of nonsense. That story is nothing but religious propaganda to prop up the noble houses. Regardless, the significance of this legend is in the Scaled Lord himself. Do you mean Rathalion? Rathalion bestowed the power to become a mage on several individuals, and to this day, that power can only be passed down genetically. Can you think of an arcane spell that can produce something like that? No, I suppose not. Rathalion must have had powers that weren't bound by the rules of the arcane arts. In other words, he could create supernatural phenomena without following the rules of magic. Please, do you honestly expect us to believe a story like that? It's completely unrealistic. As unrealistic as a non-mage using supernatural powers. She has a point. It's a far-fetched theory, but it's honestly the closest thing you have to a lead right now. Oh, and who is this asshole? Fuck! She looks upon each of you with an equal amount of disdain. Professor Bellwether! Catherine Bellwether. Occupation? Professor. Age 34. Arcane Art Illusion. That is... No, fuck. That's fucking Garrick's voice. What am I gonna give her? That is Professor Bellwether to you. But didn't he just call you? I knew letting you rabble into our walls would lead to nothing but trouble. You've even started associating with our malcontents. The headmaster gave us express permission to be here. If you have an issue with that, take it up with him. This game does have some good character designs, chat. I'll have you know I was on my way to do just that. Once. Yes! How am I supposed to understand you when you're stuttering? Oh, she's ableist too, okay. Yes, Professor Bellwether! Straighten out your uniform and fix that awful hair. You look like a street urchin. But I suppose it's unreasonable to expect anything more. His hair looks fine. As for you, I'll be on my way. Tyrion, you saw that shit, right? Don't make eye contact, Celeste. What a bitch. Celeste! Oh, come on, we were all thinking it. Anyways, with that out of the way, shall we begin? What? Why do you keep detecting fear from Celeste? Wallace, you finished this week's assignment, haven't you? Would you mind helping Celeste with her research? Alright, I can't keep up this G-Man bit. I'm trying, chat, but it's too hard. I don't know. Now that you mention it, you really could use some help finding a specific spell formula. You know your way around here, right, Wallace? Okay. Oh, Christ, he is 16. Celeste is attuned with what we're all thinking. Of course she's afraid. Don't worry, Miss Tomorrow. I'll be more careful from now on. Please do. I still have some business to take care of here, so I'll leave you all to it. You spend the next few hours searching through the library spellbooks with Eris, who hadn't thought to look into the ancient dragons, and the library had books about them in abundance. There was one problem, though. There are a lot of myths and stories about the ancient dragons, but it's pretty difficult to tell fact from fiction with these accounts. It can't be helped. The Church of Bahamut is the dominant religion of our kingdom. Excuse me? We have the bones of dragons displayed in museums, but those bones are the only widely known evidence of the dragon's existence. Oh, she is totally a fucking dragon, chat. Liching robot? Checks out. Except for Rithalion. Possibly. I wonder if he's still alive, like you said. I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, I stopped for a moment to see if her name was an anagram of Rithalion. Despite everything, it's still me. Our kingdom's constitution still includes him in our government. Wait, really? As the savior of our kingdom, he and his kin were given an honorary position on our political hierarchy. The ancient dragon's authority technically rivals that of King Oliver. Olivier, actually, I think is how it's pronounced. I'm sure that won't be relevant for the game's plot, though. Money is the dragon statue is actually a trapped dragon of some sort? Ooh. Wow. I had no idea. How have I never heard of this before? To be honest, that law is just a way to revere him and appease the church. Well, Rithalion couldn't possibly be any worse than the nobility. You sure about that one, Chief? You're so stuck in your own thoughts that you accidentally bump into a bookshelf. Oh no. The shelf begins to tip over, and you're able to catch it before it fully falls over, but not before several books fall out from their shelves. They hit the ground with a cacophony of duds. Some students glance in your direction. Be quiet! Sorry. Be quiet! Foreshadowing is a literary device in which... Dramatic irony is a theatrical device in which Eris begins giggling. She seems amused by what's happening. Hey, are you okay? I heard a loud... Whoa. Celeste stares at the pile of fallen books. What did you do? Forget that. Just help me clean this up. There's no need for that. Construct. I require assistance. What the fuck? Is this fucking Final Fantasy VI Koga? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, obviously it's a robot, but like, come on now. Oh, this is gonna be important to the murder case, isn't it? Acknowledged. What? Upon Eris's command, one of the nearby suits of armor suddenly springs to life and begins walking towards you. Suits of armor are known for being quiet, so they're perfect for the library. The voice coming out of it sounds human, but it lacks emotion. Why does it sound familiar? I thought the constructs could only be used by the headmaster. No, they have restricted the ability to re-record the construct's voice line to specifically the headmaster. Wait, did you do that, Eris? Yes. This is an arcane construct. It's a suit of armor that's animated using artificery. They're designed to carry out various tasks for the students. Oh no! The ones in the Imperial Academy speak using the voice of Catherine Bellwether. Oh, I'm already seeing multiple bits of foreshadowing in this information. Every command given to a construct is stored in its command log. However, this command log must be cleared regularly. Really? I didn't know anything like that existed. They're still experimental, so they aren't available to the public yet. With that being said, Construct, please place these books back where they belong. Acknowledged. On Eris's command, the construct begins quickly picking up the books. It moves with inhuman efficiency. After only a few seconds, all of the books are back on the shelves. Oh. So they do whatever you tell them to do? Well, there are some limits to... Construct! Tell me that I'm the fairest maiden you've ever seen! Command rejected. Oh, what? I guess they're not allowed to lie. You feel a sharp pain in your side as Celeste quickly jabs you. Somehow Eris's blinking makes her seem more unsettling. Yeah, she's just off. Tyrion is a braver man than me. The construct's voice is just a series of pre-recorded messages. I'm not sure if you noticed, but it uses the voice of Professor Bellwether. I hadn't noticed, because the guy voicing it did not do that. Unfortunately, you can't make them say anything other than what's recorded. Only the headmaster can change those settings. Artificery that can record audio. I've never seen anything like it. But you just said they're experimental, right? Maybe if I keep asking it, it'll just give up and do it. I would advise against that. Even if the commands are rejected, they're still stored in the construct's command logs. Anyways, we should probably get back to work. Fine. I love Celeste. She is such a gremlin. You read more about the ancient dragons, but most of the stories read more like fables than actual historical accounts. Don't feel like I'm making any progress. Suddenly, you hear a thunderous, low-pitched sound blare across the room. Still stored in their command logs, eh? It's probably going to be framed for murder at least one more time before the end of the game. I don't know. There's only 5 cases, and she's been framed once. If there's a sequel, it's definitely happening again, but I don't know if it'll happen again this game. Anyway, somebody's been murdered. It sounds like a high-pitched horn, but with its volume turned up to unnatural levels. What? Celeste, do you hear that? How could I not? I was about to say the exact same thing, to be honest. What is that? You didn't touch anything you weren't supposed to, right? What? Of course not! Oh, it finally stopped. Eris! Wasn't that the lockdown system? Yes, I believe so. Lockdown system? The Academy is outfitted with a large artificery system. In a state of emergency, It will erect magical barriers throughout the building. And sometimes the headmaster does it for fun and puts us all in the sight of a giant maze. Those days are delightful. State of emergency? Should we be worried? Don't worry. The lockdown is designed to keep everyone safe. We're safe as long as the barriers are up. Lockdown? A locked door mystery. It had to happen once per case. God, what the hell is in my throat? Hold on. Oh, that was not the cough I was expecting to make. Ah. Headmaster also asks us what he is constantly. Miss Tamora got cut in half by the barrier. Oh no! But Miss Tamora, she said she was going to do something on campus. I'm terrible. Who is this? You suddenly hear a disembodied voice echo through the library. It sounds like it's being projected magically. It's the headmaster! He's using the intercom system! Students and faculty, please remain calm. There's been a murder on the academy grounds. Buddy, I don't think you're just supposed to fucking say that. What? Please stay where you are and wait for law enforcement to arrive. Damn it! We have to get out of here! I'm afraid that's not possible. The lockdown system protects and locks each room. We can't leave this room until it's deactivated. But, well, we won't know until we try. You run to the entrance and begin frantically pulling on the door's handle. Like a cartoon, it doesn't fucking work. Tyrion, stop! Ooh! New Celeste! Look at that sprite! Hot damn, that looks good. She stopped being wacky. Now it's murder time. But, Miss Tamora, I know that you're worried about her. But there's already been a murder. We don't know where the attacker is or if they're still armed. The best thing we can do right now is stay here and wait. She's right. Damn it. There's the mercenary. Celeste's hand rests on her sword. Her eyes are carefully watching the entrance. Wow, we've been here for hours, and she still hasn't stopped watching the door. She was also able to calm you down earlier. It's easy to forget sometimes, but she's always reliable when it really counts. What? Students and faculty, thank you for your patience. Law enforcement has secured the building. The lockdown has been lifted. However, please remain in the building until... Headmaster is barely finished with his message before you're out the door. Later! Tyrion! Hey, don't go off on your own! You desperately run through the academy hallways. No. Miss Tamora! Miss Tamora, where are you? You have no idea where you're even going anymore. You can feel your fear and anxiety rise with each passing moment. And just like that, she's more useful than Mia. I'll be honest. She's already kind of been that. Where is she? Cuthbert? What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Miss Tamora! Calm down, you're hyperventilating. I heard there was a murder, and I've been looking all over for you. And you were worried about me? You hug Miss Tamora tightly as you're overcome with emotion. No hate to Mia, but that's a low bar. Yeah. Damn, she's actually alive? Now chat. We don't know that she's not the murderer. She's usually not receptive to affection, but you don't care. You're just relieved that she's safe. Tyrion, there you are! And you're crying. Sorry. I didn't mean to worry you so much. We heard the announcement. Do you know what happened, Ruby? I do, but... You see Miss Tamora glance at Wallace for a brief moment. Or she's an illusion? Yeah, I doubt it. For now, I think we should head to the foyer. Who the hell is that guy? Is he fucking wearing sneakers? That's the statue they put up in the Imperial Academy? You arrive at the foyer and see the room swarmed with a legion of familiar knights. Is that the Inquisition? Don't tell me. The headmaster mentioned that there was a murder on campus. Someone used magic. Hey, you there! As you enter the foyer, Commander White notices you and begins marching in your direction. But his attention isn't focused on you. Ah! Are you Wallace Nightgrave? Yes, but... By the authority of the Wyvern Guard crowd, I'm placing you under arrest. Hey, what are you doing? You three? How did I miss you? The hell are you doing here? You said he was under arrest? What charges? This kid is charged with the murder of Catherine Bellwether. Well, Halloran, you called it with like 5 seconds to spare. Yes, Wallace is 16. What? Wasn't that the professor you met in the library earlier? Like hell you're arresting him. He was with us in the library for the entire morning. There's no way he could have murdered her. Move aside, Celeste. But... Mr. Mora is right. If Wallace is a suspect, we can't stop the Inquisition from arresting him. No! Don't worry, Wallace. We'll get to the bottom of what happened. Without a word, Wallace allows the Inquisition to drag him away. My apologies. Going to go and check on him. This is terrible. I still don't understand. Why would they suspect Wallace of all people? I'm not sure myself. Like most magical homicides, this school is filled with plenty of mages. There has to be a long list of suspects. Isn't there anything we can do? I'm going to go investigate what happened. Cuthbert. Yes? He hasn't accepted you as his attorney yet. You don't even know if you'll be working this case. But I know that he's innocent. I can't just sit here and do nothing. Well, I clearly can't stop you. But please remember that being an attorney is your job. It's not charity work. Don't come crying to me if you run out of gold. Right. Anyways, I still have some business to take care of in the city. Will you two be okay handling this? Yes, we'll take care of this. Good. I'll leave everything to you then. Alright, let's go, Celeste. Right! It's been a few hours since Wallace was arrested. I have spent that time standing in the lobby, puzzling. Ah. I'm sure her will has everything in it to Tyrion. You and Celeste were with him during the lockdown, so the Inquisition had to take your statements. But the more they questioned you, the more you could tell that they had doubts about your testimony. You'll need to do more if you want to establish an alibi for Wallace. That took longer than I expected. We've already lost a lot of time talking to the Inquisition. We should be free to roam around now. Where should we go first? Crime scene sounds like a good start. We still need to figure out what actually happened. Ruby said that the body was found in Lecture Hall 2B. It's in the west wing of the school. Alright, that seems like a good place to start. First, who the fuck is this? He fucking has sneakers on. It's a statue. There's some writing on the platform it's on. Gillian Chemnitz, the inventor of early artificery. So this is the guy who invented it. Why am I behind the statue? Tyrion! Tyrion, help me! Who'd have thought we could use machines to harness magical energy? Artificery is truly a marvelous invention. With it, anyone can utilize the convenience of magic without having noble blood. Although, the expenses of owning artificery present their own barrier. But that expression on the statue. It kind of looks like he doesn't want to be here, even though his statue is huge. He does give off that kind of attitude, doesn't he? An alibi for Wallace, the recordings from the library robot? He didn't give it any commands. Was that the guy in the trans rice explosion painting from last stream? I don't think so. Tyrion, I don't want to be Cask of Amontillado! It's a painting of a professor with some kind of magical tool. There's some text under it. Dr. Paul Vuela, also known as the Archaeologist of the North. He spent many years studying and exploring the mountainous regions of Chardalong. And through his investigation, he came upon one of the many layers of the Scaled Lord. He was honored both by the Church and the Wyverngard Historical Society for this impressive discovery. I love that every painting in this game just has like a full museum plaque with all of the context. It's a painting of a man with some sort of creature on his arm. Some text under it. Dr. Delbert Tafaros, a mage, historian, archaeologist, anthropologist, and botanist, best known for his work in studying the history of the ancient dragons. Through his work, great leaps were made in the study and development of the school of evocation. On his arms is the last of the pseudo-dragons, which have now gone extinct. Nope, nothing new about that. I hope Wallace is okay. He looked really scared when Commander White arrested him. Oh fuck, that was her line, wasn't it? I hope Wallace is okay. He looked really scared when the commander arrested him. Don't worry, we'll find out what really happened. But first you need to inspect the crime scene. Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna keep talking to her. Okay, just gonna loop that dialogue. Oh, I can just go straight there. Bye. Don't you know Wyverngard is a country of museum buffs? Speaking of buffs, look at that floor. That is a shine. Except for the bloodstain. We are in the academy. This would be a place for the academics. Yeah, but like, the tavern also had that with its paintings. Hi. Stop right there. As you try to enter the classroom, you're stopped by one of the Inquisition's knights. I'm the defense attorney for the accused. We have a right to investigate the crime scene. Yeah, from what I've heard, the kid doesn't have an attorney yet. Right, you haven't been able to talk to Wallace about that yet. It's quite alright. Let them in. Lady Steelwind! Do not call me that. Oh, fuck! That is a new sprite for Arya. Everyone is locking in this case. While you work under me, you will address me as Prosecutor Steelwind. Yes, Prosecutor Steelwind. Is the Patrick Warburton impression intentional? Yes! Ugh, what's that smell? Even the orchestra is locking in? Yeah, this music jams. As you enter the classroom, you find yourself inhaling a sour and rank odor. The stench is so overwhelming that your eyes begin to tear up. Don't worry, you eventually get used to the smell. What are you even doing here, Steelwind? I'm here to coordinate the investigation. White really fucked up last time, so I have to do it now. They're locking in on a locked door murder? I don't think it's technically a locked door murder. Like, there was a lockdown, but that happened after the murder. You look around the crime scene. There isn't a single Inquisition knight in the room, except for Patrick Warburton, who she kicked out. Isn't that the Inquisition's job? Due to the circumstances, I've decided to handle this case personally. Well, since we've got you here, could we ask you some questions about what happened? Can I assume that you're planning to defend this case? That would make you my opponent. What do I have to gain from helping you? Right. However, I would be willing to answer your questions, but only if you answer some of mine as well. All of my suspicion is on the headmaster, to be honest, for absolutely no other reason than I want to. I mean, like, we've met 4 characters this case. One of them is dead. One of them is the game's main antagonist, and therefore won't be the culprit until much later in the game. So that just leaves the headmaster. Oh, okay. What could she possibly want to ask you? Oh, Tyrion, I almost forgot. Since this is our first official case together, I wanted to show you something that I learned. Okay, what is it?
Arcanum.
What the fuck do you mean this game has voice acting? What was that? That is the incantation for the Detect Magic spell. Detect Magic? Wait, does that mean? Yep, we can see magical traces while we're examining crime scenes now. Your bodyguard Celeste can now cast the Detect Magic spell.
Arcanum.
What the fuck? I mean, Miss Tamora technically could have done it. I've considered this too. Upgrades, people! Upgrades! Was it a man or woman that we saw killing the victim this case? There was no Columbo part this case. There was a prologue, but it was not Columbo. It was the headmaster telling Wallace that someone named Emily died and that the doctors weren't able to fix her. What the fuck? There's a trace of illusion magic next to the body. We believe that the suspect donned an illusory disguise immediately after murdering the victim. Using this disguise, he discreetly made his way back to the library unnoticed. Fuck. I think that finally got that out of my throat, though. Assuming that Wallace isn't the murderer, the real killer must have used a similar disguise. Which means that no one would have seen them leave this classroom. It'll be harder to find any witnesses that saw the perpetrator. Yes, Wallace does have necromancy. But you know who was an illusionist? The victim. I don't think they know Wallace is a necromancer. What? What's wrong? There's a trace of necromancy on the body. Necromancy? So they do know, that's why they arrested him. Okay. That was my theory A, was that she got mauled to death by a zombie and that's why they arrested him. And then I found the illusion spot on the floor and threw that out, but it turns out she did in fact get mauled to death by a zombie. What if the victim is actually the murderer and she killed the headmaster? Is it necromancy or the type of magic that creates undead? She's not just going to get up and walk away, right? We're honestly not sure. I love that few, like, in Ace Attorney that would have been a stupid question. Here, they're like, yeah, I have a gun just in case I need to double tap her ass. That's part of the reason why I've stationed myself here. But what does that have to do with Wallace? Oh, you didn't know? Wallace Nightgrave is a necromancer. He's a what? We believe that he drained her life force completely using a necromancy spell. That's why there are no visible wounds. Arya, not to insult you and your deductive reasoning skills. There's a fucking pool of blood. Here's the autopsy report. It'll tell you everything that you need to know until I update it. Cause of death is not apparent. So they don't even know it was necromancy. But in the modern day, even the Inquisition doesn't commonly deal with necromancy. They're all on edge about what other spells he might have used. So, I'm here to make sure that nothing unholy happens to the body. You can't believe it. You've heard stories of necromancers before. Why would Wallace be studying something like that? But even if Wallace is a necromancer, aren't there plenty of other mages who can cast necromancy spells? This is an academy for mages, after all. No, there are no laws against it, but the knowledge required to learn necromancy is heavily controlled. No one in their right mind would dare teach necromancy beyond basic healing magic. So apparently, yes, healing is classified as necromancy. I'm 10,000% certain that Miss Bellwether faked her death and the actual victim is either the headmaster or Miss Tamura. Frankly, I'm surprised even one student at this school was allowed to learn it. You can see why, but because of this specific piece of evidence, we know he's the murderer, but it's still too convenient. That's the first time you've seen a thought from Steelwind. Normally you can only see thoughts from people who are stressed or excited. You doubt Miss Steelwind is excited. So is something causing her to be stressed? Is there something you're not telling us, Steelwind? Because something tells me this case isn't as straightforward as you claim it is. If you truly believe that, then why don't you prove it? The eye can't see any more thoughts from her. You must be subconsciously guarding her mind now. But she's clearly hiding something. What is this? It's a painting of some sort of musician. There's some text written below it. Dr. Nicholas Gousseau, inventor of the Arcane engine. His work revolutionized trade and travel across the seas. He was well known for not discriminating between the common folk and nobility, judging his assistants based purely on their merit. When he wasn't conducting research within the Imperial Academy, he was known to compose symphonies for the king in his free time. Looks like he was a man of many talents. Oh, but you don't say that about the guy who had like 4 different PhDs. Oh, there's a lot of shit to look at in this room. Well, this is certainly already an interesting case. Oh, they have books here, too. They appear to be textbooks about alchemy. Oh, lame. This must be where the students sit during lectures. Ugh, I can't imagine sitting in one place all day. Have you never attended a school before? No, we never had a proper school in Cornhaven. I mainly got my education from books that my parents brought from traveling merchants. What about you? I used to attend a public school in my hometown. But after Miss Tamura adopted me, she handled my education personally. I kind of forgot she was listening to that. So no to the killer robot? We don't know that yet. The lecture hall has a window with a view. I feel like I'd just stare outside all day if I had to attend class here. You're not much of a student, are you? I just can't spend hours sitting in one place. I need to move around. She was pretty antsy while you were studying in the library earlier. How have you learned so many spells if you're so distractible? I don't know. I just learned the spell formula and cast stuff. I see. Is that not normal? My ADHD ass cannot sit in a classroom, Steelwind. Though she did stand still for several hours guarding the door in the emergency, which is interesting. Anyway, I've looked at everything but the body, so let's take a look. I can't believe the professor is dead. We just saw her this morning. There's a chalk outline around where her body was. Celeste is being more and more like Celeste the game. I can't think of a good battle line pun for her. Catnip, you're here, you do it. It appears that most of this blood came from her abdomen. Is that where the fatal wound was? There's a lot of blood in this puddle, but there's no trail leading to it. There aren't any magical traces anywhere else in the room. I doubt the murderer used magic to clean it. Does that mean the murderer attacked her in this room? Maybe. But it's hard to say for certain. So she's also caught on that there's no wounds, but there's a fuck ton of blood. Miss McCoy, it's my understanding that you were adopted. Would you happen to know who your birth parents are? Hey, isn't that too personal of a question? You agreed to answer my questions, didn't you? But I didn't think you meant... It's fine, Tyrion. I'm fine with answering if it means helping Wallace. I don't know who my birth parents are. I've never tried looking for them. I see. If I recall correctly, your spell compendium only contained one spell. Considering your upbringing, how did you learn Mageblade in the first place? I bought a scroll from a merchant a few years ago. It had Mageblade's spell formula on it. But I know more than one spell now. I actually learned a few new spells today! I'm sorry. Spells? As in plural. How long did it take you to learn these spells? A few hours, I think. She learned multiple spell formulas within a few hours? What was that just now? I see. Well, I think that's all I need to ask for now. Okay? She's sharing information about the investigation for that? Why is she so interested in Celeste all of a sudden? Yeah, we already knew Celeste is a prodigy, but I'm curious why Steelwind is interested in her. Celeste and Arya are secret sisters? I considered that angle, but they don't look enough alike. Celeste is 1000% a missing princess? That's possible. I think Arya has history with the justice system. Because she got really fucking mad when she realized Garrick was the murderer. And I think she thinks Celeste ties to that somehow. Damn it! One of these days! Wow, you can't say shit about anything, huh? As a mage from a noble house, you must have gone to school here. Did you know Catherine Bellwether while you were here? Unfortunately, I did. I constantly clashed with her over her treatment of the students. One of my biggest regrets is failing to remove her from her position before I graduated. Sounds like many people didn't get along with the professor. I would say more, but it doesn't feel right to speak ill of the dead. I mean, it could be related. Ah! I can't take it anymore! This smell is driving me crazy! What is that? From what I understand, there was a bit of an accident a few days ago. It happened during one of the classes that the headmaster was teaching. He misread the instructions for an alchemy experiment, and as a result, he accidentally produced this rancid-smelling vapor. Vapor? It's not poisonous, is it? Of course not. I wouldn't be standing here if it was. It's just extremely unpleasant to the senses. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured, because they had the alchemy textbooks up there on the bookcase, so I knew this had to be the alchemy class. Will you talk to me about this? Yes! That was my first thought until I saw the books, that it was the smell of necromancy. Tyrion saw an innocent man be condemned, so maybe the inverse happened to her, or maybe she saw something similar happen. Parents covered up a murder someone did by framing a lower class. I feel like if that was the case, she wouldn't be such an idealist about the system. There's something else about her. But something caused her to leave her family profession to become a prosecutor. This rancid smell is really horrible. Yes, I don't blame you for finding it distracting. It's all because of a mistake during an alchemy experiment. I was surprised too. It's not like the headmaster to make a mistake like that. Now that's an interesting bit of information. Do you know what happened here, Steelwind? Well, it all began when the City Watch received a call from the Academy. Supposedly, there was an attack on campus grounds and the entire building was put on lockdown. Not like the headmaster, you say, unless the headmaster was being impersonated. You guys are really in on that theory. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're really in on that theory. The City Watch set up a perimeter around the building while they waited for the system to deactivate. What? Couldn't the Academy have let them in once the scene was secure? I'm not sure about the specifics, but supposedly the lockdown can't be shut off manually. I'll have to ask one of the Academy's admins if you want to know more. Why are the robots Bellwether's voice and not the headmaster's? Because she's a dominatrix. What's your next question? At this point, I'll be disappointed if it's not him. Anyways, you two were also present during the lockdown, am I correct? Did either of you see anything suspicious? No, but we actually met the professor that morning. She was still alive then. I see. That does match with the accounts from our other witnesses. Do you have any idea where she went after she left the library? I forgot she said that! She says that she was going to meet with the headmaster. He also mentioned that when I questioned him. She attended the meeting as planned. If the headmaster met with Bellwether, you'll probably want to speak with him next. She must have found her way to into this classroom afterwards. Do you happen to have a map of the academy? I do. I have extra copies if you'd like one. You're here in 2B. What is it? There's only one direct path from the headmaster's office to this lecture hall. But I wonder if she took any detours. Let me take a look at that. Yep, here's the headmaster's office here in the bottom, and the lecture hall's here in the top left, right next to the storage closet. I also can't help but notice that there's an empty space across from the storage closet, which is interesting. Maybe she got a snack before she was murdered? She could have. Now that's interesting. He would have had to right out of the library into the headmaster's office, and then doubled back past the library. Do you know how the body was discovered? Two members of the kitchen staff spotted her collapsed inside this classroom. They reported the situation to the campus admin while they attempted to save her life. But it was too late. The professor had already passed away by the time any healers arrived. Okay. So I was about to be like, so there's the necromancy on the body, but no, none of the healing magics made it to her before she was dead. Okay. Those two staff members, who were they? I believe their names are Valentina and Valerie Iannis. Is that an I or an A? No, it has to be an I. It'd be a capital L. Iannis. They're apparently sisters. Orem was the one who collected their statements. Did you notice anything off about their behavior? From what he said, they had a few quirks, but nothing too suspicious. Quirks? He told me that they were running and spinning around him during questioning. What does that mean? I have no idea. Perhaps they were still on edge after finding their coworker murdered. I thought I said an I or an L, which is what I meant to say. But I don't know if that's what I did say. I'll definitely want to speak with those staff members. We've already told the Inquisition this, but Wallace was with us the entire time. He couldn't have committed the murder. Yeah, he has a perfect alibi. Strong, maybe, but his alibi is far from perfect. Miss McCoy herself told us that. There was a small time period when she wasn't with him. What? Right. It was when I came to check on you after you knocked over that shelf. I got a little lost on my way back to Wallace. But still, We only lost each other for a few minutes. That may be, but unless his alibi is airtight, the evidence in the room proves that it was him. What do you mean? It will be easier to explain once you examine it yourself. I already did that.
Repario Arcanum.
It seems like it takes a moment for it to recognize what I have and haven't looked at whenever I enter investigation mode. Well, looks like I'm out of things to talk to her about. Hello? Is anyone there? It looks like there's no one here right now. Maybe we should check somewhere else.
Repario Arcanum.
That was worth a shot. It's a barrel full of some sort of drink. I wonder. It's probably not lotus juice, Celeste. Oh, that's adorable. I love that she's that into it. Several commonly used ingredients are close to the cooking area. There's a rack of cooking implements hanging from the wall. Valentina must use these to cook for the students. Chat, should there be some here on the left? Like, I can't see any hooks for them, but it seems kind of off-center? It's a set of pots for cooking soups and the like. But, like, there are definitely hooks drawn on the art asset. So... you must serve the students' meals on these plates. It's a shame they had to close the kitchen due to the investigation. Like, these are all hanging from hooks, and there's no hooks there. But it's just weird. Oh, it's a plate of bread. They probably serve these as sides to the entrees. Don't get any ideas, Tyrion. What? Remember when we went to that fancy restaurant at the end of last case? You just kept ordering breadsticks and butter. The bread is free! I might as well take advantage of it! You know eating that many carbs isn't good for you? Yeah. That's such a funny interaction. I am also with Tyrion, but I do love that they made him the guy who eats all the food instead of Celeste. There's a large cooking station here. They must prepare the meals in bulk here. There's a large sack of produce in the corner. They must prepare the produce in bulk here. There's some wine here too. That must be for the professors. I love the kitchen music, but it's there was a fucking murder. I guess there's nothing else to do except talk to, Wallace himself. Or not. You look around the barracks dungeon cells, but you don't see Wallace anywhere. The Inquisition is probably still questioning him. We should come back later. Oh! I completely missed that this was an option. You followed the map that Steelwind gave you. And you arrive at the headmaster's office. Oh, hello there. I wasn't expecting guests today. Sorry for coming unannounced. You must be... My name is Theodore Redmond. I'm the headmaster of Wyvern Imperial Academy. There's an awful lot of illusionists running around today, aren't there? Theodore Redmond, Operation Headmaster. Age 88, Arcane Art Illusion. And judging from your appearance, you must be the protege of Ruby Tamora. To what do I owe the pleasure? They must be here to investigate the murder. Wait, Eris? I thought you went to see Wallace. Unfortunately, the Inquisition is questioning him right now. They aren't allowing visitors. He must be so scared right now. Hope he's okay. Like, not for nothing, game. We just met him. Like, she, I get, because as he puts it, she had the same experience not too long ago, but like... we're a little invested. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Oh, you're just going to ignore me then? Okay. Going to go look at my paintings. Standing right here, you know. It's a painting of a mage, but he doesn't quite look like a noble. Oh, that's Jason Steelwind, one of the chosen mages of the Scaled Lord. Wait, Steelwind? As in... Yes. He's the earliest recorded ancestor of the House Steelwind. Legends say that the Scale Lord bestowed his power upon him and his allies to create the first mages. I mean, we do know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's innocent, and Tyrion's not the kind of guy who could stand for that sort of thing. Like, you're absolutely correct, but the way Tyrion's acting makes it feel more personal. Wallace is kind of infinitely pitiable. I want to steal his lunch money. I guess it is personal for Tyrion on account of that time somebody he knows and loves got executed for a crime they didn't commit. Like, look at his face. I want to steal his lunch money. Wow. It's hard to even tell that he and the prosecutor belong to the same bloodline. As with all the noble houses, House Steelwind had quite humble beginnings. If only they'd remember where they came from. That's very rude. Arya is great. Oh, you're just going to go look at that other painting. Okay. It's a painting of someone. He looks like some sort of professor. It's Professor Lucas Gilbert. He was an instructor here many decades ago. He was well beloved by the students here, and he was quite the accomplished scholar. And this was all despite him lacking the ability to use magic. He studied magic without actually being able to use it? Yes, he was quite remarkable. Unfortunately, we lost him to illness very early in his life. Oh, you're just going to look out the window. I mean, I'm right here. I said I'd help with the investigation, but... whatever. Truly, you are the apprentice of the incredible Ruby Tamara. There's a window with a view of the garden. Headmaster has a nice view from up here. I certainly do. There's a fireplace with some burning wood. Looks pretty cozy. It certainly is. Are you done pissing around in my office? Nope, you're still going. It's a small table for guests. Is that wine? No, actually. It's just apple juice. Most of my guests are students, after all. Awfully dark for apple juice. Even for cider, that's pretty dark. It's a terrible thing that happened. To think that someone would commit murder within the academy. Using necromancy, no less. Yes, it's all a lot to take in. That's the same bit of dialogue. Okay. Did you read the latest Outro chapter? Of course I did! And I love this new asshole. The Bladehorn? Love this guy. Steelman told us you had a bit of a mishap in Lecture Hall 2B. Ah, yes. I was filling in for the alchemy instructor when I accidentally misread the instructions she left. I'm quite embarrassed to admit that my old age is catching up with me. you say murder in the headmaster's voice, I keep expecting the thunder effect from Who Killed Markiplier, I'll have you know. That was a web series that I watched, but because I knew nothing about the Markiplier lore, it was fucking inscrutable. The Imperial Academy is actually quite big when I look at it. Well, of course. We are the primary source of magical education for mages throughout the kingdom. As you may well know, most of the mages enrolled here are of the nobility. Their families have invested a lot into our facilities. What can you tell me about the... oh. The murder. This is terrible. To think that one of my prized students would be accused of murder. We heard your voice on the intercom when the lockdown happened. Are you the one who triggered it? Yes. I activated it when I received a call from one of the staff. They reported that Professor Bellwether had been attacked. How does the lockdown system work? It's an artificery network that covers the entire academy. In the event of an emergency, I can activate it using this stone. The headmaster pulls out a glowing stone from his desk. Oh shit, I pushed the button! Lockdown engaged! You can hear the hum of magical energy emanating from it. Well, Mr. Cuthbert, it seems we'll be here for a while. Once activated, the system creates magical barriers throughout the building. It's designed to contain and protect each room in the building. Could a powerful mage breach any of these barriers? I doubt it. The barriers can withstand a great amount of force. They even block mages from teleporting through them. And, once activated, even I can't turn it off for an hour. That's interesting. If it's locked for an hour after use, but the lockdown lasted more than 1 hour. What can you tell me about Wallace? Earlier you said he was one of your prized students. I just need to understand. Why did the prosecutor say that he was a necromancer? Because technically, he is one. You best start believing in necromancers, Tyrion. It did not take 8 hours, but it did take several. I think it was like 2 or 3. The system has a minimum runtime. You can't disable it until an hour has passed, but it lasted more than an hour, is what I'm getting at. What? Why would he study something like that? Necromancy is probably one of the most dangerous and scrutinized schools of magic. Its image has long been tainted by stories of dark wizards raising armies of the undead. However, it doesn't just control the forces of death, it also controls the forces of life. Forces of life? The truth is that healing magic is also classified as necromancy. Most healers don't care to admit it because of the stigma it has. But that's why Wallace is studying it. He wants to become a doctor. But there are plenty of mages who know healing magic. Why is Wallace being singled out? For years, he's been studying necromancy beyond basic healing magic. He believes that high-level necromancy could revolutionize modern medicine. Unfortunately, many among the faculty don't see it that way. Wallace doesn't hail from a noble house. He's a mage that was born among the common folk. He's like me. Many of the faculty fear that he'll use his knowledge to raise armies of undead, just like the necromancers of old. The Imperial Academy isn't even permitted to teach it to students beyond basic healing magic. Then why did you allow him to study it? After everything that has happened to him, I made an exception. Everything that has happened to him? I am not at liberty to say more. Fuck you, this is an Ace Attorney game. You want information, you better fucking present it, bitch! You'll have to ask him if you wish to know more. Yeah, Wallace did say it was several hours. I don't think he said 8, though. If you plan on defending Wallace, you'll need his spell compendium. Am I correct? Yes, having a client's spell compendium is instrumental to acquitting them. You may find that a bit difficult. You see, after a certain incident, he destroyed his compendium. What? Why would he do that? Doesn't he need that to use magic? A spell compendium is a device that mages use to keep track of what spells they can cast. It's really convenient for remembering the formulas and incantations of your spells. But it's not actually required to use magic. I thought of destroying mine a long time ago, but they're really expensive. Luckily, I have an unattuned spell compendium right here. I'd be more than happy to give it to you if it helps Wallace. Oh, thanks. Wallace just needs to maintain physical contact with it for 10 minutes. After that, the compendium will attune to his magic. Just make sure you don't let another mage like Celeste hold it. Once it attunes to a mage, no one else can use it.
How was she holding it then? You are not legally required to have one, Catnip, but in the case of crimes, they tend to bring them out. Wait, but then how did... Wonderful. I just hope you can persuade Wallace to attune to it. You were saying, Halerin? What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Not good things. Wow, that was a whole mess of emotions. She was rather unpleasant to work with. Can you think of any enemies she might have had?
You might as well list everyone who attended this school.
Hers.
It's best to be blunt with these sorts of things. As you saw with this morning, she has a pretty abrasive attitude towards the students. Many people in this school did not care for her.
Maybe she wasn't the nicest person. Would that really be enough to motivate someone to murder her?
She'd often target and harass students, especially those who were from the common folk. She even made a habit of expelling those students for minor infractions. For commoners, magic can be our ticket out of poverty. I can't imagine how it'd feel for that opportunity to have that opportunity unfairly taken from you. She put so much pressure on those students. Some of them even left the academy of their own volition. They couldn't handle her constant verbal abuse. Even then, would that really be enough motive to commit murder? The human psyche is a fragile thing. It's astounding what someone might do when pushed far enough.
What about her relationship with the faculty? In some cases, it was worse than it was with the students. She'd often treat her staff like their personal servants. I've received many complaints about her, I've received many complaints from them about her behavior.
Maybe I should lay off on that magic. It seems to fuck with people's ability to talk.
What was that?
Nothing.
Do you know any enemies she might have?
Myself, every student, the kitchen staff. Sorry if this sounds rude, but didn't you just fire her if she was such a big problem?
She used her position to curry favor with the noble houses over the years. As you can imagine, the Academy's board is controlled by the nobility. If I ever tried to remove her, it would probably support her over me. The list of people who wouldn't want to kill her only contains people who haven't met her. Yep. I heard that you had a meeting scheduled with Professor Bellwether this morning. What time was this, and when did the meeting end? Our meeting was scheduled for noon. She arrived on time, and our meeting lasted until 1 p.m. Fuck!
Oh man, it really is getting to him.
Did anything seem off about her to you? No. She seemed to be her usual self. You detect a trace of fear, or is it nervousness? If you don't mind me asking, what was the purpose of your meeting? We met to discuss routine administrative matters. Despite our personal disagreements, we knew to stay civil when discussing professional affairs. But to be perfectly honest, It did always feel like I was treading on eggshells when speaking with her. But you were her superior, weren't you? Didn't she respect your authority? Fuck no. We had many arguments about how I was managing the academy, and she was very vocal about her distaste for the common folk students. She was difficult, to say the least. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. What about this? You're useless to me. I was not expecting there to be, like, dialogue for this specific chapter, but you don't think Wallace jumped out the window. Fucking got me off guard.
Repario Arcanum.
Alright, then what the fuck am I doing? Hello? Is anyone there? Be right there. I just said a voice and it was so wrong. Could this game stop giving me women? I am a base. I cannot keep voicing women. Sorry, but the cafeteria is closed right now. Actually, we're here to investigate the murder. We heard that 2 members of the kitchen staff discovered the body. Oh, that would be me. I'm Valentina Ioannis. How about the other person? Do you know where they are right now? Oh, that would be my sister Valerie. Arcane art? None. But I think she's somewhere else on campus right now. If you're with those knights, we've already told them everything we know. Actually, we're investigating separately from them. I wanted to ask you some questions about what you saw. Sure. Ugh. Going to have to remember those details again. Well, first things first, I show her everything I'm holding. Then you're useless to me! I'm out of here! To start, can you tell us how you and your sister discovered the body? Right. My sister and I were walking in the hallway from the kitchen to the west exit. We spotted the professor in a nearby classroom. That implies there's an exit over here. That implies there was an exit over here. And lockdown hadn't been initiated yet. Also, yes, that is the other concern. Probably across from the storage closet? That'd make sense. I used an emergency communication device to call for help. While I was doing that, my sister tried to wake her up. I would imply that Valerie thought that she could be resuscitated. I think I butchered that word, but we're going with it, chat. I mean, we knew that the murder was the reason for the lockdown, so that would make sense. Yeah, I'm simply pointing out that the killer had opportunities. Did she know if the professor was still alive or not? We're not sure. But she wasn't responding at all. She wasn't breathing and she didn't have a pulse. What do you know about the suspect in this case? His name is Wallace Nightgrave. He's a student here. He's that scary kid, right? You've seen him, right? He's the most bullyable child I've ever met.
The one that raises undead?
Those are just rumors. He would never do something like that. I know I only spoke to him for like 5 minutes.
But he studies necromancy, right?
Have you ever actually met him?
No, but I've heard the rumors. He's always hanging around the cemetery. I'm sure he's just biding his time, waiting for his chance to raise an army.
It can't be helped that people think of him that way. But you can't help but be a little annoyed on his behalf. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? Oh, now you have thoughts on her, but when I showed you information about her, you had nothing to say. And another set of complicated emotions.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it anymore. It was me. I killed her.
Stabs me. Around the cemetery where his sister may be buried? Yeah, funny that.
She was a horrible person. She was really terrible to all of us.
By all of us, do you mean the Academy staff?
Yeah. She always treated us like her personal servants. Sometimes she'd make messes on purpose just so she could order us to clean it up. This probably sounds terrible, but I'm sure a lot of people are glad that she's gone. I just hope we can still keep our jobs.
Interesting.
Now, why would she be worried about that?
Did you ever feel like your job was at risk because of Bellwether?
Yes, actually. She was actually planning to fire all of the staff.
All of the staff? That can't be true, can it? The Academy needs the staff to function.
I'm not sure about the details. That's just what Jan told us.
Who's Jan?
He's one of the Academy's custodians. You can probably find him cleaning the halls if you look around.
So what you're saying is that the headmaster has a motive. Oh, the constructs! Fuck! Bye. This bitch ain't even here. Yep. Chat. Where's the fucking exit?
Repario Arcanum.
Well, I tried. I don't have any evidence to show you about that. Why? I really appreciate that she will just tell me what to do. Oh, okay. Now there's something I can investigate here. Celeste, this room is close to the crime scene. Could you cast Detect Magic and scan for magical traces? I did that already, but sure, whatever.
Did he just say scan for magical traces? Oh, I'll just get out of...
That would be interesting. What was that about?
Repario Arcanum.
Oh, wait, now, obviously, but like, what magical traces would she have had on her? And where's her fucking sister? My illusionist might guess, but I can't be certain of that. What if she's a necromancer? Have you considered this? You spot Valentina again. She's speaking to someone in a blue-collar uniform. I bet we have her hold an unattuned compendium dramatically in court. It's a shame they take 10 minutes. It'd be really funny if I just started carrying those around and flinging them at people. Could he be the custodian that she mentioned?
Jan, where have you been? You still haven't fixed the plumbing in the kitchen sinks?
Someone just died. Can't we just take the day off for once? Is there a pun here with Jan Hughes that I'm missing? Chat? Why is it hiding her occupation, age, and arcane art?
You're causing trouble for me and Valentina. Please be responsible.
Wait. Why is Valentina suddenly speaking in the third person?
Oh, hello. Valentina? Oh, my apologies. I can see why you're confused. I'm not Valentina. I'm her sister, Valerie. Are you trying to trick us or something? You look exactly the same!
I remember reading about something like this before. You two are identical twins, aren't you? You're both genetically identical to each other. What the fuck is a gene?
Yes, we are.
Wait. This means that she was the one who discovered the body alongside Valentina. Since we have you here, do you mind if I ask you some questions about what happened?
I'm terribly sorry. I've already spent a lot of time looking for Jan here. I'm really behind on my work. But Jan was also nearby when we discovered the body.
What is that face? Chat, has anyone ever seen them in the same place at the same time?
I'm sure he can answer your questions.
Before you have a chance to object, Valerie quickly walks away. Wait!
Do you want me to go after her? I can fucking get her! I'm pretty sure I can catch up to her.
No, we don't want to scare those two more than we already have. Anyways, Valeria said that Jan was around when the murder happened. Maybe he saw something. Jan Hughes. Jan, was it? Do you mind if we ask you some questions about what happened? Really? Well, whatever. This man does not look like he is 20. I'm 36. Right. Fuck. Tyrion is 20. Since you asked, I was about to say the Inquisition. They said that... So they did. How interesting. This case is just getting more and more complicated, huh? Well, whatever. At least I have an excuse to take a break now. I respect the hustle, man. I'm now going to show you 11 items in rapid sequence. Oh, fuck. He actually said something that time. Ugh. I just really hope we don't lose our jobs to these constructs. Hey. Valentina mentioned something similar. I wonder what he means by that. Man, I still can't believe someone off Bellwether. It's all a little unreal. I'm sure you have mixed feelings about what happened. Yeah, I feel like I should be happy. But honestly, I don't know what to feel. It's easier to not think about it. Man's in shock. My man is in shock. Are you aware of the foul smell from Lecture Hall 2B? Yeah. Luckily, Arya isn't letting anyone into the lecture hall until the investigation's over. but I'll probably have to get to it eventually. I was about to ask why he called her by her first name, and then I remembered she was a student here. He probably knows her. Alchemical messes are always such a pain to clean up. I am not looking forward to that. I wonder if Arya can help me out like she used to. Wait, do you personally know Prosecutor Steelwind? She studied here a few years ago. She'd always help me out using her magic. I miss that. Are you friends with the Chat. Chat. I didn't say anything because it was an I instead of a J. But couldn't you pronounce their last name Yanis? No, Arya Steelwind is incredibly based. But, I thought that pronunciation was obvious, lol. It was an I instead of a J. I wasn't certain that's what they were going for. But it's feeling a little two-faced lately. I wouldn't say we're friends, exactly. But we do work together a lot. There's a lot of give and take among co-workers. Mostly Bellwether took, and we all hated it. Us commoners gotta stick together, after all. After a while, we even made a system to warn each other about where Bellwether was. Bellwether was kind of a menace here, wasn't she? I was working under Headmaster Redmond. It's great. He doesn't give a shit that I sleep on the job. I owe him a lot to him for getting me this job. But I suppose these things never last. What do you mean by that? The robots are taking my job, boy. Pay attention. Man, still can't believe so. Nope, I've heard this dialogue from a different piece of evidence. Anyway, let's talk to this man. So, Jan, are you a part of the staff here? Yep, I'm a janitor. I clean, and I do odd jobs here and there. Well, apparently that's all he has to say about that. Eris's spell on you is way more powerful than expected. Would you believe that I do vocal exercises before every stream, and it still doesn't fucking help? Valerie mentioned that you were close to Lecture Hall 2B before they found Bellwether. What were you doing when the twins discovered the body? I was cleaning the halls. Bellwether knocked over a vase. There were shards and dirt everywhere. I did not believe that until now. Hey! Hey! I'm being bullied by chat. Wait, you saw the professor before the twins arrived? Yeah. Like I said, she broke the vase in this right in here in this hallway. It was probably 20 to 30 minutes before the twins found the body. You might have been the last person to see her alive. I know, I beat her to death with my fucking broom and then cleaned up the vase. Did you see where she went after breaking the vase? Yeah, I think she went into that room over there. Ken points to the lecture hall that Bellwether was found in. Did you see anyone else enter the lecture hall? I'm honestly not sure. I was more worried about cleaning the mess she made. Well, did you notice anything off about her? Yeah, I strapped a bomb to her chest. She was in a pretty bad mood. But honestly, that's pretty normal for her. She was walking real slow. I didn't notice her at first, and she basically shoved me out of her way. After that, she knocked over that vase. I didn't even say anything after that, but she still yelled at me to be quiet. Cat. She didn't have a stab wound, Catnip. She doesn't have any wounds. Knocking over a vase like she was stumbling? That I could see. But her yelling, "Be quiet." Do you think there was someone in this room that only she could see? Do you think illusion could produce a spell such as this? I guess I won't know until I've seen some more of those fucking compendiums. Not really. But the only thing in that direction is Lecture Hall 2B, and the storage closet, but like, fucking hell, what would you do in there? Present his own testimony back. Oh my god, it worked! Tripping balls and being tormented by an illusionist sounds like my worst nightmare. Yeah, but she had it coming. Are you sure you didn't leave out any details? Fuck you, kid. I'm pretty sure. But I wasn't paying that much attention. I definitely didn't think the workday would end with a homicide. What can you tell me about Catherine Bellwether? I heard that she had a pretty bad relationship with the staff. She had a bad relationship with just about everyone. Students, the other teachers. I can't think of many people who actually did get along with her. I'm sure you had your own share of bad experiences with her. Yeah, she'd always yell at me when I was taking too long to get a job done. I hate to say it, but things are a lot more peaceful around here without her. She's been dead for like 5 hours. Buddy, it's the same fucking day. That's blunt, to say the least. You can't exactly blame him for thinking that. Your body isn't even cold yet, goddamn. Valentina mentioned something interesting. Did you tell her that Bellwether was going to fire the academy staff? Yeah, I remember that. What made you think she was going to do something like that? You know those arcane constructs in the library? Bellwether was the one that ordered them. Oh yeah, they're so cool! Well, a few weeks ago I overheard a meeting she was having with the headmaster. From what I heard, she was planning to order more constructs and entirely replace the staff. Oh! Well, I'm sure the headmaster rejected her proposal. I don't know. The way she was talking, it sounded like he didn't have a say in the matter. Oh. Yeah, Tyrion said that. Fuck. But only the headmaster would have the authority to fire the staff. Why would she be that confident? Dunno. All I know, she hated having common folk in the schools, even among the staff. She was really miffed that he was hiring common folk from the community center. So presumably she was using her sway with the board to do whatever the hell she wanted. Well, if there's ever any silver lining to Bellwether's death, it's that she can't carry out her plan. Damn, that's kinda heartless, man. Well, I do want to catch the real murderer. I don't have much pity for people who abuse positions of power. Well, I can't blame you. I'm sure many people feel the same way. And like, buddy, not a minute ago you told me how much better it was now that she was dead. You have no room to fucking talk. Celeste, what do you want me to do? Oh, cool. It's over. My life is over. Wallace? Who are you? What do you want? Have you come for my eyes? Wallace, it's Celeste and Tyrion. From the library, remember? Oh! Right. How are you doing? Apparently, not well. Does he have acne? I think it's freckles. Please tell me that you're going to get me out of here. I keep telling them that I didn't do it. but they still won't let me go. I'm sorry, Wallace, but I'm here to kill you. But they found traces of necromancy magic on the body. Ah! And because of that, they're going to push your case to trial. What? Are they going to execute me? This can't be happening. I can feel these walls closing in, like the guillotine they have prepared for me at this very moment. I can't breathe. Call the hangman. Please calm down. We know that you're innocent. With that said, would you let me represent you in court? Oh, right. You said that you were a lawyer. But I don't really have any money to pay you with. Yeah, he's a bit pathetic. In my defense, he's 16 years old and named Wallace. How else was I meant to voice him? I feel like he should have an Oliver Twist voice the more he talks. No, I think I nailed it. Don't worry about that. For now, let's just focus on getting you acquitted. What? Do they seriously want to help me? No. They want something from me. But, well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. It's not like I have anything else to lose. That's not exactly the reaction you were expecting. But at least he's cooperating. Well, time to show him literally everything. What can you tell me about this? I still can't believe the professor is actually dead. Yeah, just saw her this morning. But you don't actually feel that bad about it, do you? No, it's fine. We saw firsthand how she treated you. No one can blame you for feeling that way. It still doesn't feel real. That's called shock, buddy. It's normal. He has no opinion on the stink. Oh, fuck. Do you know the twins who work in the academy kitchen? Not personally. I only ever saw them when I went to get food in the cafeteria. But I could tell they were both scared of me. They always did their best to avoid talking to me. Fuck, the Wallace voice is making me yawn. Fucking necromancers. What, did you ever see them both at the same time? I'm wondering that myself. I don't understand. I was with you in the library the entire time. But why do they still think I'm the murderer? It makes no sense. Unless I did it. I have a split personality that made me do things. No, Wallace, stop. That's not how that works. Wallace, stop. You're reinforcing harmful stereotypes. Wallace, no. You told the Inquisition, right? Did you tell them that I'm innocent? Did they frame me? We did, but as we said before, there are traces of necromancy on the body. Wallace, you were there when we said that. And with the state of the body, they believe she was murdered with a necromancy spell. Ah! Apparently, that makes you their prime suspect. I see. Wallace, we heard about the type of magic that you're studying. Don't worry. The headmaster explained it to us already. You just want to use necromancy to become a doctor, right? It's the challenge. You need to understand the thrill I get by saving someone's life after they've died. Maybe don't say that in court, as your lawyer. That's a good idea. I understand that you have reservations about talking about your magic, but in order to build a case for you, I need your spell compendium. I don't have one. I know. Eris already told us about that. That's why she gave us a blank one for you to attune to. Do I have to? It's your life on the line. And we need all the information we can get to help you. Sorry. You're right. I'll attune to it. Hell yeah, let's read that shit. That's the wrong fucking button. Fuck. Prestidigitation, mend wounds, illusory disguise, piss. Revive, animate corpse, and necrotic blight. Fuck me. Oh no. And somehow it didn't attune to her. Don't worry about that, Catnip. Because the last person who worried about it got mind wiped. Don't worry about it, Catnip. I'm not gonna lie, Chief. This ain't looking good. Menace! Oh yeah, I kind of forgot that invisibility was a thing people could do. That they specifically name-dropped during this case. Foreshadowing is a literary device in which, yeah, wounds are healed without leaving any scars or bruises. There's a reason I paused on this screen, because it sounds like she was healed after she was fatally injured. Which is kind of fucked up. What is that picture? It does not heal wounds sustained. Results may vary. Well, it doesn't leave a wound, so we can at least prove it wasn't necrotic blight. Fuck. Look at that invocation. Imagine walls going, Blighto! And someone dies. I understand the reason why he's studying this type of magic. The spells in his compendium are still pretty gruesome. It's a little terrifying that spells like this even exist. Sorry. I know I was being difficult. A long time ago, I showed my compendium to someone I trusted. After she saw my necromancy spells, she told everyone in the academy. That's also when Professor Bellwether started coming after me. I'm sorry. It must have been hard for you. But at least you had Eris. Yeah, I did. She appears in my dreams, Tyrion. Sorry, what? How did you and Eris become friends, anyway? Another hint of fear from her. Are her fears related to Eris? Oh! It's a bit of a strange story. She appeared to me in my dreams. Sometimes, the other students would steal the ID number off of my locker. Then they'd switch it with the one on another locker. They thought it was funny whenever the owner got angry with me. Eris had a bit of a reputation around our school. I'm not sure why, but everyone was scared of her. Even the students from the nobility. It was Probably due to some baseless rumors. Okay, yeah, Celeste knows something. You are right, Catnip, she knows something. One day, someone switched my nameplate with hers, and you'll never believe this, but Leon Kawada was murdered! I was so scared when she approached me. I couldn't even say anything. Catnip, she's a hex maniac. They should be falling over for her. But she didn't get angry like the others. She just apologized and gave me back my nameplate. After that, she randomly started talking to me whenever she saw me. We became friends after that. That's nice. It's a good thing he was able to find a friend in a place like that. Necromancy. So, I have to ask, if it's caused you so much trouble, why are you still studying necromancy? I want to use it to become a doctor! We know that. The headmaster told us the same thing. But you could have just stopped after learning the healing spells. Why are you learning spells that can steal people's life force and raise undead? I thought it would be funny! Life and death. Fuck me, you're so right. I mean, to be fair, if it was Eris, it would have been Leon who got killed. I remember how that case went. Life and death are two sides of the same coin. That's the key principle behind necromancy. The first undead was actually a failed attempt to resurrect a human using magic. Wow, I never knew that. Right now, basic necromancy can only heal magic. Can only heal injuries and wounds. But it can't do anything for diseases or deformities. If I could just keep studying, I know that I could create a new type of necromancy. One that can cure diseases and save lives. He specifically wants to cure diseases. Did something happen to motivate him that much? I think I can already guess the answer to this question. But how is your relationship with Catherine Bellwether? It's exactly what you would expect. After word got out about what I was studying, Professor Bellwether would always target me. She'd start yelling at me for the smallest mistakes. She'd do that to some of the other students too. And she'd focus on the ones that were poor, like me. Like the resurrection spell he already knows? You mean the one that said results may vary, only works within a minute of death? I'm gonna be honest, Tyrion. That's just the battles. He has magical CPR. He believes he can do better. That's terrible. I'd wake up each day, dreading the possibility that she'd notice me in the hallway. I knew how to avoid her and stay out of the way. But sometimes, she'd just come looking for me. I can't believe that after everything she did, she's just gone. You must have mixed emotions about what happened. I honestly don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I always wished she would just disappear. Maybe don't say that in court either. But now that it's finally happened, I just feel even more afraid. It feels like she's going to come back from the grave to haunt me. Even with Bellwether gone, his trauma will probably still linger. I think I'm starting to put things together now. Have you figured something out? Yes. It was the headmaster. Yeah, I just need to take some time to think through everything. The prosecution wants to implicate Wallace despite his alibi. Oh, we're gonna do the Mad Libs section! Hell yes! They wouldn't have a reason to do this unless the evidence heavily implicated him. How does the evidence implicate Wallace? We've learned that Wallace is a necromancer. And he's the only person at the Academy that's capable of high-level necromancy. Magical trace of necromancy was found on the body. There's a trace of necromancy on the body. That means that they think Wallace used one of his necromancy spells. Even without seeing the traces, it's pretty obvious that magic was used on the body. Right, because there aren't any wounds on it. And the autopsy report found no signs of poison or disease. Which spell do they think Wallace used? If I know Prosecutor Steelwind, she probably already has a theory on which spell he might have used. The prosecution will probably argue that Wallace used one of his spells to kill Bellwether. Oh, it's already on there. They will probably say that he used Necrotic Blight. That makes sense. Necrotic Blight would have drained the life force from her body. This is strange, because she wouldn't have been wounded by Necrotic Blight. Wouldn't Jan have heard "Blight-o" being said? He wasn't paying attention. But that's where the contradiction lies. Let's suppose that Wallace did kill Bellwether using Necrotic Blight. Hey! There's something at the crime scene that wouldn't be there if that was true. What is wrong with the crime scene? Bellwether's fucking blood. Oh shit. Necrotic Blight is a spell that doesn't inflict any visible wounds. There shouldn't have been any blood on the body. But then what really happened? That's the last piece. And if I had to guess, the information we need is being hidden by one of the witnesses who discovered the body. Valentina. She's definitely hiding something. Did you notice how she reacted when I asked you to scan the room? Yeah, she ran away. She didn't even try to be subtle about it. With the way she reacted, I think she may have been trying to hide herself from your detect magic, which can only mean that there's a magical trace on her. I wonder what she's trying to hide. There's only one way to find out. The next time you see her, could you subtly cast detect magic and scan her? All right. It's been a while since we talked to her. Valerie mentioned they also still had work to do today. She might be back in the Academy's kitchen now. Bye! It's so nice when the characters pick up on things in this game. So, about Of the Devil. I think you would really like it. Anyway, let's fry Valentina. Ah, those two are finally gone. I can finally get some cleaning done. Okay, there she is. Use detect magic to scan her from here. Right. Just don't shout the incantation like you always do. I know that. Alright, here goes. Repario Arcanum. What the? What is it? There's a trace of magic on her. Yeah, no shit. I do have the demo downloaded, and I do have time tomorrow. That's not the demo. That's the game's first chapter, the prologue. The whole first chapter is free. Technically it is chapter 0, but, you know. I knew it! Which school of magic is it? It's... necromancy. There's a trace of necromancy on her. What? Valentina has a magical trace of necromancy on her. Someone cast a necromancy spell on her within the last 48 hours. Downloading it now. Good! Play it! Necromancy or late healing? My current theory is that Valentina tried to heal Bellwether and it didn't work. Wait. If that's right, and Valentina used a healing spell, which is fine, people can do that shit. The real question is why? Oh, I mean, like, sure, leaving Bellwether to die would have been pretty reasonable, but that's not what I'm getting at. If the trace of necromancy came from a healing spell, then that means the only magic at the crime scene was the illusion spell. And it's quite likely, therefore, that Bellwether's death was mundane. Valentina is listed as no magic. What if she's lying? But what I'm... like, the murderer could have... let's say they were invisible or in disguise or whatever. They could have just stabbed her and walked out.
What do we do now?
We're still not sure how this fits in with everything. For now, let's talk to her and see if we can get more information out of her. If all else fails, we can confront her with the evidence we have. Can you heal a dead body? You can try.
Oh! It's you two again! They're back. Okay, just relax. All I have to do is repeat what I told them last time.
Unfortunately for her, that won't work this time. I'm willing to bet that I'll be able to start an argument with her soon. Wow, I could really just be like, hey, you have magic on you, and she'll just be like, no, I don't. That's so funny. Miss Yanis, did you know that there's a trace of necromancy on Bellwether's body?
That's what he used to kill the professor, right? A necromancy spell?
That's the thing. If that were true,
Just one more thing, Miss Yanis. My wife, see, she's real spooked of necromancers, so she studied up on them. And she learned something interesting about necromancy. You see, necrotic blight, it's a nasty piece of work, that spell. Sucks the life force right out of you, and you drop dead on the spot. But it don't leave no wounds, Miss Yanis.
I think someone else cast a spell on the body. Is it possible that you saw someone use magic on Bellwether?
No, definitely not. Calm down. There's no way that they know.
Her thoughts are an open book now. If you beat her in an argument, her thoughts might show you what she's hiding. Psychological profile maxed. Alright, let's just roast her. God, I love that graphic. Miss Yanis, from the very beginning, I felt like you've been hiding something from us. Your psychological profile. Interesting. That suggests that... Interesting. There's something that you're not telling us.
What are you talking about? My conscience is clear. I've told you in the nights everything I know. I've got nothing to hide.
Miss Yanis, it's clear to anyone how nervous you are.
I can practically see the fear you're emanating right now. Shit, confidence gauge, go back up!
Just tell us the truth. It'll be a lot easier for the both of us.
Let's say I were hiding something. Which I'm not, by the way. I don't have to tell you anything. Why should I tell you anything? I know my rights.
She won't care about the appeal. It's either the rationalize or the threat. Like, that'll protect her. You have nothing to lose, but I'm not giving her anything to gain. Unless she thinks that doing so is dangerous. Threaten. You've already given your statement to the Inquisition. If the truth comes out, what do you think they'll do when they realize you lied to them?
Fuck!
Who are you protecting, Miss Yanis?
You talk a big game, but I bet you can't actually prove anything, can you? You think I'm lying to protect someone? I don't know anyone who can use magic. I don't even know any
Girl, you're in a mage school.
And I definitely didn't see anyone use magic on the body.
You can't hide the truth from us, Miss Yanis.
What?
You said that you've never even seen a necromancy spell before. If that were true, Then why is there a trace of necromancy on you?
Fuck! Wait, what? There's a trace of necromancy on me?
What? Did she not know about the spell that was cast on her? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. If she didn't know about the trace, she wouldn't have avoided Celeste back then. There must be an explanation for this. You've successfully argued against Valentina Yanis. I'm getting fucking twin-switched, aren't I?
This is crazy! Why is there a trace of necromancy on me? Am I going to die? Am I going to become a zombie?
That's strange. Is she really unaware that a spell was cast on her? Or is she playing dumb? Ooh, we don't usually see these in conversations. Calm down, Miss Yanis. Not all necromancy spells relate to the undead. Healing spells are also from the school of necromancy.
Healing spells? Oh, it was from the time she healed that cut.
She? That implies she knows a mage who studied healing magic. Would that person be a student here?
Sorry, I just remembered that there's something else I have to do. I'll be right back. Hey, come back here!
She ran away again.
I can catch her. There's no way she can outrun me.
No. The Inquisition is still stationed around the surrounding areas.
You never let me have any fun!
They'd probably intervene if we started harassing one of the witnesses.
That's true. But we weren't able to learn anything.
Actually, I did learn one thing. She has a friend who cast a healing... Excuse me. She has a friend who cast a healing spell on her.
Really? How did you figure that out?
Good deductive reasoning.
Wow. Well, healing magic is also a form of necromancy, right? I guess that explains the trace on her. It's a good thing we know Wallace. Otherwise, we might have also thought that a necromancer was trying to kill her.
Wait a minute. That's it! What? Did you figure something out? This whole time, we've been wondering why there's a trace of necromancy on the body. It isn't because someone attacked Bellwether with a necromancy spell. It's because someone used necromancy in an attempt to heal her. Yeah. Yes, Tyrion. Lock in, man.
Oh, I see. It doesn't matter what type of necromancy spell someone uses. Spells from the same school of magic leave the same type of trace.
It's not just that. The body clearly has blood on it. What would happen if someone used a healing spell on a wounded body?
It would close all of the body's wounds.
In other words, it would remove any cuts or bruises.
Well, interrogating Valentina may have been a dead end, but it still gave us what we needed to win this case.
I'm not so sure that it was a dead end. Tyrion, everything else is locked in. Get it together, man. He's still doing better than Phoenix Wright would be, who would have put this together at, like, the 11th hour during the trial.
What do you mean? It's not that suspicious that she asked someone to heal her if she injured herself.
But if it's only that, why would she go through so much trouble to hide it? It's too coincidental. The wounds on the body were healed by an unknown person, and the person who found the body is hiding the identity of a healer. They have to be the same person.
I guess that makes sense. So what do we do now?
Valentina is definitely onto us. I doubt we'll get a third chance to speak with her. Hopefully, what we have now is enough to acquit Wallace. You've done everything you can. Use what you've learned to poke holes in the prosecution's case. And if that doesn't work, you can drag Valentina onto the witness stand and pull the truth out of her. You just hope that what she's hiding is enough to acquit Wallace. Who the hell is this?
I demand to know why you're still holding on to my rapier. It's a precious family heirloom and I want it back. It's evidence in the current case. Evidence? The professor was killed with necromancy. Was she, though? Why are you asking me? You're the one who's investigating this. I suppose it doesn't matter. Just know that I will bring her murderer to justice. No matter who it may be. Humph.
Well, that was an interesting conversation, chat. I think it's about time we wrap up the stream. It's about that time, and we're about to move on to the trial section. Is it really a person we have never met? I kind of doubt that. We're calling it here? I think we are. Though I don't think I can actually, like, quit to menu. Oh, wait, I can just do it right here. Yeah, I think it makes most sense to cut off now and start the next stream with the trial. So I know it's a little bit early, but, you know, it happens. So, we've completed the first step of the investigation. I don't know if there will be a second day of investigating, but there will be a trial. Because this is the second case, it will be much longer than the first tutorial trial. And we're going to find who killed the bitch and fry them. All in order to save Wallace! So, remember, chat, to do your homework and play Of the Devil. Chapter 0, the prologue chapter, is free on Steam. That was Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. This has been Deus Verve. I'll see you all next week.